TJ on $1 billion table, bro. I appreciate
go, baby.
you. I've been waiting for this, brother.
Pleasure, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much, man.
Yes, sir. Of course.
Thank you for your time.
Appreciate you, man. I'm excited to be here. Shout out to $1 billion table. Let's get it. Let's get right into it.
Greatest, brother. So, TJ, I know you're Ahmed, but I want you to introduce yourself. How you introduce yourself?
Man, I'll introduce myself. A lot of people know me as TJ, especially here in the US.
Right.
So my grandpa, actually, his name is Tariq Jamil.
Okay.
So I took his initials because not a lot of people know how to say Ahmed.
Right.
So I'm not going with Ahmed. Ahmed.
Yeah,
No, we're not going with all that. So we're just gonna go by TJ.
That's powerful. And
Yes,
you
sir.
are a marketer genius, bro.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man.
That's something like, that's a fact, you know, that people know, and you manifest it in every business you touch. So tell me the story, brother. Everybody knows the glory. See the glory, but nobody knows the story.
That's fact. That's
so let's
fact.
do it. What's the story, brother?
How back do we want to go?
I mean,
When we go back to the beginning, to
Yes, please.
so I'm originally from Saudi Arabia, as you know.
yeah, that's
I moved to the state when I was 15. My dad was really big on education, so he always
Right.
wanted to give us the best education. Growing
Right.
up, he always wanted us to speak fluent English, so he always even summer camps and stuff like that. He'll send us to New Zealand to take summer courses
Right.
and stuff like that. And one day he just came to my school and he was like, "Hey, we're moving to the state. We're gonna get you guys better education." And I was like, "Sure,
Let's
let's
go."
go." I didn't know much about the U.S. or anything, so I
Right.
came. We moved to Oregon. Lived in Portland, Oregon, for probably 7-8 years,
Right.
and then but in between, I went to 3 different high schools.
Okay.
So I started in Oregon, and then
So why though?
because my dad, he just moved a lot,
Okay.
and I went to international school and stuff like that. So I went to Oregon for 2 years, and then I went to Germany, Munich for 1 year.
Okay.
Went back to Saudi for 1 year, and then
God
came
did.
back to the state for 1 year.
I was in Germany too, though.
We're in Germany.
Stuttgart.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So yeah, so that happened, and then I graduated high school and went to University of Oregon,
Okay.
and
What you did?
I did computer science and a minor in psychology. So
That's why you're genius, brother. Come on.
So the mentality there, I was like, if I could understand how the computer work and how the human psychology work, that's 2 powerful skills
I
that
can't do anything.
you can do anything with it.
Right.
But after I graduated, I fell in love with just the aspect of learning from other people, right? I was never a big believer in the school system, but
Right.
you're Arab
You're
too,
part
so
of it.
you understand Arab family, they always push for okay, you gotta go get your degree, you gotta get a job.
This is what they know.
This is what they know.
Right.
They did the best with what they can.
Right.
You know
what
what I
they
mean?
know. That's
What they know.
true. So, I mean, I appreciate your dad, though. He did a lot. I really
Yeah,
appreciate that. That's
absolutely. He
amazing.
shaped who I am today. No
Right.
matter what it is, even if I didn't like the school system or
Right.
maybe I didn't want to get into it right away, I learned a lot, even just in school. You know what I
Right.
mean? The networking aspect and the people that you go to school with, they influence your life a lot because you're there for 4 to 5 years. So
Right.
that's a big influence in your life. But after that, that's when I realized that I wanted to learn from personal experiences and stuff like that. So that's when I kind of went into the marketing aspect. So right after college, I had 2 buddies of mine. They started a marketing agency. It's called Lumen Agency. It still exists an agency. We still work with them 10 years later.
God.
And I started the journey there.
Shout out for what's the company name?
Lumen.
Let's
Shout
go.
out Lumen.
Yeah.
They started the journey for me, and
Yeah.
we're here today. So.
Right. So
That's-
from Morgan to LA, then from LA to Miami.
To Miami,
now.
correct.
And then after Miami, I know there is a lot to tell us about.
Yeah.
So what why you moving right now is because your dad was moving a lot, or because you're just looking for growth?
I always liked the idea of starting fresh, starting somewhere new, meeting new people, a new connection, new network. So that was my transition from Oregon to LA, because LA is a hot market and there's a lot of things going on in LA. So after I was in LA, and I feel like I made a good name of myself in LA, I was like, what's the next city? What's the hottest next city?
Right.
And it's Miami. So that's the transition
that's
came
a
to
fact.
Miami. And I'm at the end of this Miami journey too, because I feel like I've been here for 3 years. And 3 years it's enough time to get to know everybody,
Right.
the network, and I'm ready to go take over actually back
The
in the
biggest
Middle
in the
East.
game. Let's go, my brother. So where is next?
I'm thinking Dubai. There's a lot of Dubai and Saudi, the entertainment even in Saudi is growing rapidly right now. So I think with everything that I have right now, going back there, I'm going to be able to provide a lot of value.
That's true.
And a lot of people every day we're already doing business in Saudi and Dubai, but I feel like just being there in person, speaking the language, knowing the culture, knowing how to operate with these people, it's only gonna help. It's only gonna help me to grow better. Absolutely. And even provide, like, in the end of the day, like, I'm from there, you know what I mean?
Right.
So like, you want to make something out of yourself here, but in the end of the day, you want to go back and give back to.
Absolutely.
And
I believe the movement, like the big things that's happening right there, they need the value you have, you know? And I don't think there is better than you to be there, to be honest.
Absolutely. And I'm super excited. I just want to, like I said, we're growing a lot here right now. Right. So I want to make sure, like, when I leave, everything's going to be good. Right. And I'm able to, like, manage everything.
So coming from Saudi to the state, like, you know, and going to the school as an Arab, I mean, we know it's a beautiful journey. We love the state, and I love everybody, you know, I met here. But still, like, there is a challenging for us. It's not everything like a easy road, you know. Mm-hmm. So how was it? Like, how that experience to be in a new community, new people around new people, and you know there is not, you know, they don't accept us everywhere. Like, from the first move, you have to, you know, do some work in order to break the ice. So tell me a little bit about this journey, though.
For me, honestly, so I moved here on the second semester of 7th grade. So 8th grade was a little bit of a challenge, especially the language barrier. It's not that I didn't speak the English, but I was a little shy to speak it. I didn't want it to be made fun of or anything like that. So like that first year, I was just kept it to myself, had like a couple of friends, and I just played soccer all my life. So like when I went to high school, that was my big, that kind of the transition from middle school, not knowing a lot of people, to knowing a lot of people in freshman year of high school, because I started playing soccer and I got into the varsity team in high school, Westerview High School. So when I started playing soccer, I saw a lot of attraction coming to me, just being a good soccer player.
That's great.
So that kind of shaped me.
So your skill or your value basically allow you to break out like all this limitation, which is great. Man.
Exactly, because it built that confidence within you. When people look at you and you're like, oh, he's a great soccer player, he's a great marketer, you got to be great at something, right?
Of course.
And that's just the life that we live in.
That's true. So by going all this like states, cities, and you know stage of life, you know, what's your biggest like takeaway? What you learn? Networking is key. It's all about who you meet. It's all about who you know. It's all about how you present yourself. And like my biggest thing right now is like in my growth journey is like becoming that person that I want to be. You know what I mean? So I'm in the journey of attracting the opportunities to me right now. So you are the founder of Known For?
Correct.
Known For Sport, Known For Media, Known For bro, it's a lot of Known For.
There's a lot, and we're
right. So there is the comedy. There is a lot of coming in also like for more businesses as well. So you guys working on a big, I think I call it umbrella because there is so much going under it. So where you came this idea from, like how you started this journey? I know you start the marketing somewhere with the, but where did you get this confidence to make, okay, I want to make a move and it's going to be my movement and boom, I want to like just get so much after it. So I want to give a big shout out to my boy Artlana. So at the time, Shane was managing Artlana and he wanted me to do his marketing. So we all started this journey together. We're a team of 3. I mean, we're still a team. That's powerful. But after a while of just showing like how much value we provided, we got few phone calls. People wanted to start working with us. People wanted us to like, you know, do things for them. So that's when the idea kind of started with like, we blew up Artlana. He's doing amazing. Now we can, you know, even grow our own personal brand. So me, like I wanted to start the agency because I did the agency model when I was in Oregon. It was successful, but I could see like how bigger it could be in Miami with the network that we have right now. Because when we started like in Oregon, we were just targeting like smaller businesses. We were doing like, you know, Meta ads, Google ads, content for them, but we were like going after like dentist offices, med spas, smaller businesses. And I mean, we still work with smaller businesses, but being in Miami and having the network that we have right now is our biggest asset. So we wanted to take advantage of that and offer our knowledge and services to everybody. Now we're at a stage that we transitioning like the whole business model into the AI model into it too, because AI is the future. That's true. AI automation, it's
what's happening in this industry. Everything's shifting to AI. So if you don't get into it now, it's gonna, in the next 5 years, there's gonna be a lot of jobs that is gonna be like just done.
So what's your message to those business owners who refusing to step into the AI? Like they saying, oh, it's too early. No, I'm not sure about it. So what's the message for that?
Good luck.
Right,
that's literally it. Like the whole
business soon,
you're gonna be out of business. You know what I mean? I mean, even within us, like as an agency, there's gonna be a lot of tools that is replacing the services that we provide. That's why we're trying to get into it early. And for example, like we just hired like an amazing AI expert with content creation, so they can pretty much clone you as a person, and you can run a whole podcast or a whole content or a whole page with somebody that you're not there. And that's the powerful thing about AI, that you could automate your whole brand and have it run for you instead of you working for your brand.
So we basically, I think what people don't see, that AI could give your time back. You know?
Absolutely. AI it's very dangerous, but it's super powerful, and it's not going away.
No way.
It's that new thing, right? So if you just got to adapt to it and utilize it to your advantage.
Right. That's powerful, man. So I know, known for what makes this company special. Like there is so much, there is so much agencies around. There is so much people trying. There is so much people did it, but I see you guys special in a lot of aspects. So I want to hear from you as a TJ. What do you think make this company really special?
I think the biggest thing for us is we really thrive on like finding the right people. Like I don't care if I don't know how to do something, or there's something that we don't do within the agency. We go around and we find the best at everything. Like even when it comes to our channel partner with ads, you know what I mean? We went and found the biggest people in the industry, and we partnered up with them, and they have 10 years of experience. They run ads for people like Alibaba Express and stuff like that. So finding the right team and building the right team, I think is the biggest thing for us. And I think we give ourselves a lot of credit of like delivering results.
I believe it. And I think to be honest, this is the biggest thing I see. The energy that you guys bring to the plate, to the space, and the alignment that you guys have together, it could bring any business to the next level, because everybody easy to feel adapt to it. And then, the imagination, the great ideas just flow from there. And I believe it. So you guys really doing great with that. And I believe if right team, if you want to go fast, you can't go by yourself,
If you want to go far,
you need a team, bro. Go with a team.
You need a team.
So you guys have the biggest team.
We do. And we only getting started. You know what I mean? Like we have probably right now, 12 people in our team internally. And this is just the beginning. Like I look at Known For to be like one of the biggest agency. Like my goal is like to sponsor like the Super Bowl, to sponsor like all these big events, you know what I mean? Go back to Saudi and kind of show them what we've been cooking here and what we've been building, and like transition this whole experience to Saudi, because that's a market that is only growing, and the entertainment is such a new thing over there, and it's already blowing up. So
the biggest place right now, I believe
it's the biggest hot market right now. Saudi, Dubai.
They have big time studio, bro.
They do. And they have the funds too.
That's right.
It kind of like align. It only makes sense for us to take everything that we built here.
Right.
We still run it here. And that's the beauty thing. Like when I'm talking about AI automation, like obviously we're offering it to businesses and different brands, but we're doing it internally first, because what are we trying to show to everybody? And I think one of the biggest aspects about us is like everything that we say we're going to do to you, we're doing it for ourselves. I
mean, this is the most important thing, because if you don't have it, it's like, I don't know what you're selling me. You're selling me a dream.
Exactly.
But if you have it, you sell me a fact, So in this journey, there is challenges, brother. There is it's not an easy road, we know.
Absolutely.
Especially entrepreneur will fix like a problem. And if you don't fix your problem, you can't fix nobody's problem. So what's the biggest challenge that you faced in this journey so far?
The biggest challenge I would say is finding the right team and finding the right players to build with you. Because as a CEO, I can only do too much. But my biggest thing is going out there and finding people with different skill set that complement what we already have.
That's right.
Because you don't want to bring somebody that have the same exact skill set as you. You want to bring different people, especially like I said, like our head of creative, he's out in the UK, and he bring that value to us. We'll bring like the AI aspect.
Right.
And then what we did with him, he became the head of creative, and then he went and like hired 3 more people under him, because the biggest challenge is, yeah, I can have one amazing guy that can do all these things, but how many clients I'm going to be able to take if I only have one guy?
Right.
Like 3, 4 max.
Fact.
You know, especially with AI, these things, like when you see these visuals and creatives that are created by AI, it is AI, but you got to have a human to operate it. You know what I mean? Like he's
100%.
using 15 different software to make one image.
Right.
You know, that's how you make it super realistic. So I feel like the biggest challenge is
to find the right people.
Finding the right people.
I mean,
and
I
people
was
that you
listening
trust.
to it. I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off. I was listening today to Tony Robbins when I'm running in the morning, and he said, that shit is crazy. He said, like, you can't make a good people. You'll find them, you know? You can't, like, we don't make them great, that you find the great people. So when you find them, you have to, you know, find your way to keep them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a great way to say it, like to find, because I heard a lot of business owner, oh, I'm coaching my team. I'm like, bro, if you don't have a great team, they're not going to be great. You know, it's not for you to coach them how to be great. It's how to do things. That's okay to maybe update their skill, work them, elevate their operation system. But you can't really like work on their attitude. You can't work on their mindset, because if they don't really willing to be there, they will not be there. And that's what affect the company and the whole energy of the company. So there is money, man. There is money made. There is money spent. There is money you win and you lose, right? That's life. Mm-hmm. So what money means to you nowadays?
Money is just a tool.
Right.
It's just a tool to get me to the places that I want to be. I don't look at money as, I mean, especially right now. Maybe like if you asked me the same question like 10 years ago, I was a big materialistic person. Like I wanted to have, I love fashion. I spent a lot of money on like clothes, shoes, cars, all this. But now to me, it's just a tool. So the biggest investment that I make right now is to the company. Like I don't really care about anything else besides like investing back into the company. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm happy to write that $20,000 check to invest into like a system that we implement into the company, than spending it on like a vacation or something like that. You know what I mean? Because like the vision right now, I'm 29, so I just want to grind, provide as much value as possible to everybody.
The biggest 29.
Yes, sir. So I just want to provide as much value as possible to a lot of these companies, a lot of these brands. And yeah, I feel like what's bigger than money is value. So value is.
So why do you think value is bigger than money though?
Because if you think about money, you got to attract money. But if you provide value, like especially like we're going after the big companies, we're working like, you know, like with F1, Coachella, we're working with Rolling Loud, a lot of bigger companies. So if you go up to them and you want to sell them something, you got to provide some sort of value. Absolutely. So if you show them something that they don't have, they don't care about paying you the money. The money is going to come. But the value is what do you have? That you're in control of your own value, but you don't have control of somebody else's money to pay you.
That's fact. That's a fact. And I think this is a lot of business owners need to know that, because they think they get paid by the work they do, not the value they provide. And this is like, that's why I want to work more. I want to do more. I'm like, you have to look for more valuable things, you know, to provide. So you have better check, or you have better life. And I think, I don't know, people, when they operate on that frequency, you see like a lot of lack in their life. You see, you know, like, because people, when they operate on value, as you see, you know, and I see you right now healthy, you know, I see you wealthy, you know, you have your time, you own it, you know what I'm saying? This is something that people cannot buy, and they cannot like work for. They have to be valuable enough to be in that position, you know, and that's something I really appreciate you, because you inspire a lot of people to be, I think, valuable more than, I don't know how to say it, but like more than like just keep going for money and then they crash as always.
Just to add the value, so like one thing a lot of people, they don't realize, sometimes you got to do something for free to get a return for it. Like even with our model, right? Like when I'm acquiring a business, I'm not going up to them and be like, hey, come pay me, I can do this for you. I'm going up to them and be like, hey, let me do a free audit. Let me audit your website. Let me audit your social media. Let me show you what your business look like right now and where we can take it to. You kind of giving them that visuals even before. And these things take time from us. Like each proposal that we create and do the auditing, from like their ads to their website to their social media, is probably like an hour and a half that you spend on doing something that you don't even know if it's going to convert to sell or nothing. Right. But you still got to do it, because that's when you take that extra mile of showing a business or a brand what you can do for them. Right. They're gonna that differentiates you from other people. A lot of people, they just want to be like, hey, this is what we got, this is what we offer, and this is the invoice. Like we don't even get to the invoice. Like sometimes like we have the conversation of even giving them like free consulting for like a whole week before you even get to the close, because I want to show you like what I can do for you before I even sell you anything.
That's true. And I think this is power. Again, I think again, if people have the goal is, because when I asked you what's your goal, you said you want to bring this to like Super Bowl, you know, and to be there and to be on that level, you really cannot be working for money. You know, you have to work for like to build yourself, your company, your energy, and you have to just be valuable enough for you to be in that position. When a lot of business, I mean, they're just working on money, and that's again is the lack, the mindset, what's changing. I mean, now you say 10 years ago, your frequent or your energy was, or your consciousness telling you that everything material means a lot to you, right? Now you flip it to another level, which is the value, you know. And I think it takes you 10 years to get to this point, but I believe you also been shaping yourself. You've been like doing so much to become who you are right now. So now, what the most valuable things that you have in your life?
I would say me.
Right.
I'm the biggest value for myself, because in the end of the day, as a personal growth, you got to compete with yourself.
Right.
Like I compete with myself. I want to be 1% better every day. So that's my biggest value, is the value that I provide to myself, because if I don't provide value to myself, I'm not going to be able to transfer that to other people. So you got to be the best version of yourself. And that makes sense.
So outside yourself, what you value the most?
What I value like in my life the most?
Right.
Health, family, God.
Right.
You know?
And bro, so in this big names that you work with, right? And you provide this value. How do you feel when the customer doesn't close? Like what like when the client, like after this value you did and you provide the value, you did the meeting with them, you consult for like a week, and then every time you give them like 30 minutes in this week, you give them value that they really don't have. Like you give them ideas, or you tell them like what's wrong with their, and you know how valuable is that for them. So how you take it, which like how it goes.
I honestly just moved to the next project, because what I learned in this past few years, even if they don't close today,
right,
they're gonna come around. Like we have so many relationships that we like just continue the relationship, keep providing value. You know what I mean? If it's not something like taking too much of your time, if it's a phone call or it's a meeting you got to jump on, just keep building these relationships. Like we're working on probably like one of the biggest projects that we're working on right now. I can't speak of it yet, but that relationship didn't close for like a year and a half.
God did. Yeah.
You know, and then out of nowhere we got a phone call, and they wanted to do like even a bigger project than the one that we initially wanted to do.
Wow.
So always keep these relationships, keep providing value, and it's going to come back around.
Right. I mean, I believe also like who you know, because I believe like people are more valuable than money though, because people have like, even one time I was in a seminar, and this is the first time I know that the OPM strategy that people like always using for people money. And in the end of it, he's like, because a lot of people looking for money, and all my life I'm looking for people. And that's what allowed me to win in life, you know? So what I'm listening, like now when I'm listening to you, I think like I think you think this way, because when you're giving people like the value, you don't care about money, because you're already providing the value. How you keep this relationship, how you have the skill like of connecting with people, how you have this, like what the skill that people need today to be in your position, to have these people around them, to have the respect that you have from people, to have this company calling you to ask you a question. What, like how you build that?
It's all about just be personal. You know what I mean? Just connect with people, relate to people. And like I would say like 99% of the time when you're speaking to anyone, there's got to be something that you can relate to them. And I feel like everybody, they just want to be related to in a sense. So if you can have a conversation with someone and relate to them, and in something, it could be sports, it could be, you know, like the way you guys grew up, the way you guys, where you came from, you know what I mean? Just like having the communication aspect of it, and the skill set of just like relating to people, because I feel like human nature, we just want somebody to relate to us. They want somebody to feel your pain. You want somebody to feel like what are you going through? You're not alone, which is, it could be your business or your personal life or your success, whatever it is. So just relating to people is the biggest thing in networking.
Right. So with all this, like just stay, like with all this journey, what the biggest giveaway? Like, I mean, take what you learned the most, like what the biggest lesson you learned?
I mean, it's the old saying, your network is your net worth.
Wow.
You know, so like, even like when you see me, like I moved a lot, and that's what I learned is like, the more people that you meet, the more money you're going to make.
Wow.
So that's why, like, when I'm saying like, I want to move to Dubai and go back to Saudi, because my goal is like my dream goal, and what I'm going to be doing probably like in the next 2 years is to go live somewhere new every month.
Wow. That's
a month or two somewhere new, because I was able to create a business that I could pretty much run wherever I could be. So like, what's stopping you from going and being in Bali for like a month and meet, 100 people, and then going, to Europe for a little bit, and then going to Saudi? And I want to do all this now. So like, when I'm 40, I'm chilling. You know what I mean? So like, I have the energy, I have the time, I have everything right now. So I'm trying to utilize it as much as I can. You deserve it, brother. Appreciate you, brother.
Deserve it. We heard a lot about you, and I know that you are the business because you are the brand right now, right? But I'm talking about the business owners who are listening right now. What is known for going to help them with? Is it going to help them with their income, with their system, with their growth? What the
everything.
Core value?
That's everything. I mean, without no system, there's no income, right?
Right.
Without no, like, if you want leads, you gotta invest. Like a lot of these smaller businesses too, like they don't realize the power of marketing. So sometimes you gotta like remind them of like how much you spend is how much you're gonna get. Think about the biggest companies out there. Think about Coca-Cola. Think about,
Nike.
T-Mobile, Nike. Everybody knows them. Like, there's no reason for them to spend $1 million a month on marketing and on ads. So if they're doing it and they're in that big, that they're already like very big known brands. So like, what makes you think you're, as a small brand, that you don't have to invest in yourself and you just want to get the brand awareness?
I believe the most known product is the winning product, not the best product, is the winning product. And so do you think that marketing is the way for every brand to be more known and to create the community that will support this brand to last forever?
Absolutely. And that's why like we're big on media buying, advertisement, running, Meta ads, Google ads, because in the end of the day, like, whatever brand you're doing, there's somebody else who's doing it, right? So if somebody else is doing the same thing that you're doing, but they're spending $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month, $200,000 a month on advertising themselves, and you're not spending any money, how are you trying to who you competing with?
That's true.
So the biggest thing is like, you gotta invest in yourself, invest in your brand. If you believe in that product of making you a lot of money, then don't be afraid to be broke now to make a lot of money later. Just invest in yourself. I
mean, you have to sacrifice. I just heard that we have to sacrifice good for great. You can't like always try to stay in your comfort zone and tell me you have a life. You don't. You're a slave to this comfort zone, and you don't want to grow, and you're not. I mean, that's something I would call it is ego or selfishness. Because when you're not accepting growth, or you're not actually willing to grow, your kids is paying the price. Your family is seeing you, and you're telling them what to do and how weak. You're creating a generation of weakness, And I think this is really selfish. So in business, like with my experience right now, I met a lot of business owners as well, and I work with some of them. And I see like the first thing I see, like the website. I see there is a lot of mistake in the website, and people, they're not aware that their company actually is their website. This is how they present themselves, right?
That's your store. That's your online store.
So how important the website for business owners?
Website is super important. That's why the first thing we do when we audit a business is audit their website. You got to remember the attention span right now is like 7 seconds, and people don't read, they scroll. Right. So you got to get their attention. You have 7 seconds to grab their attention. If you don't get their attention within the 7 seconds, you lost them.
That's right.
So like your website, your layout of the website, you got to be like very direct. What's your offer? What's your services? Have your case studies, have your testimonial right in front of them. Because when I go to your website, I want to see like, what is it that you're providing? What can I get out of this? If I don't find it right away, I'm moving to the next person.
And the call to action, sometimes you see people like they put it like all the way down. I'm like, bro, I have
The
to
call to action should be just like in front of you in the center when you first enter any website.
You are the greatest. So why contents is really important for this business too?
Because social media is super, super powerful right now. So, and content is what translate your ideas into, or like your offer to the whole world right now, you know, right? So like content is key, content is king. And just how you position your content too is more important than the content itself, because you could just make content all day, but if it's not translated into any message or any value, then it doesn't mean anything. So like that's what we focus on even when we bring in a client, is to figure out that brand identity, figure out like what they're offering, what's their message, what they're trying to sell.
Right.
And then we go and we put them on an onboarding call or a discovery call with our content creator team, and they go through like a whole discovery call, understanding what they're trying to accomplish, what they're selling, what's their goals. And there's a lot that goes into it, because if we take a client, we want to deliver exactly what they wanted and more.
Right.
So us understanding that client goal, and even like their time and how much money they want to spend on this business, how much time they have to record this content. And that's why we make it very seamless too. Like with the brands, we're able to like, you know, just go to that person, if it's a personal brand, and like in 2 to 3 hours, we can shoot them like, you know, 30 days worth of content.
Wow. That's powerful. And I think like the time that you spend before the deal, which is like a lot of agencies today, they don't listen. They just want to make the deal, and they want to just keep like, they want to do the same thing that they have done for the last client they have. And I think this is not fair. I mean, I really like about you guys that you listen to the client, you understand the vision, you understand the personality, you know, even like though, like I was working with the client, I'm like, what I told him, I'm like, your logo doesn't match your energy. Like, I feel like it can't, your business doesn't present you. And he's like, what you mean? I'm like, this is what I think. This is how I see it. And I see that because you guys also always like on this level, like you guys care about the details. You care about like the vision, where he's going to be, how much his target is, and how much money he wants to spend. He's willing to spend to invest in himself. This is really great. So do you think like the structure, because also I believe you guys, when you structure with Art Alana, when I see his contents and I see like how you guys do it, I see the hook, I see the story, I see the call to action, you know, I see that you're going with it, like not just because people think, oh, as you said, oh, I can't make video. Yeah, but you can't post it at the right time. You don't know what the right hashtag, you don't know like what, like the hook of the video, you know, you don't know how, you know, I think this is the power that you guys have to make a real growth to every account that you guys touch. So how you get all this knowledge together? Like, where do you get there?
Having the right team, doing a lot of research, understanding like the social platform too. Each social platform, the algorithm is changing all the time, and just like actually like understand, especially like Instagram right now, they just had this new feature that you could have a reel, you can test it out to an audience that is not within your audience, so you can see how it's monetizing or how it's doing before you publicly share with your audience. So there's so many things. These like we get like new updates probably like every month, every 2 weeks.
Right.
If you're a business owner, the goal of working with us, we're an extension of your business. We're trying to go there and just do the things that you're not good at. You know what I mean? And that's the biggest thing, even about me or about this whole company that we created, is like, I'm not good at everything. I'm high level at everything, but I'm not the one who's going to be creating your creatives. I'm not the one who's going to be shooting your content. I'm not the one who's going to be running your ads. But what we did is brought an expert in the field that they could be an extension of your business. And if you're a business of one right now, you could be a business of 10 people, of 11 people, because everybody is going to provide different things and they're good at different things. And that's how you kind of like structure this whole company to be successful.
Right. I mean, I really love that, because I appreciate every company has the team and the energy that you guys have. I think this is a real model of what also businesses need, because I think in every business let's face it, right now, when you look to a business that's not really operating on a high level or not having a high level like result, I always look to the team. Always, like, what you guys doing? Like, I worked with a furniture company last month. I called my wife. I'm like, listen, go to this company and act like client, and she like tell me what your experience there, you know. And she did, and she came back. She's like, I'm not gonna buy from them, you know. I'm like, okay, so call them on the phone and tell me what, like, you know, ask for help, you know, and show me what they're gonna say. And then I'm sitting down with the business owner before I signed up. I'm like, brother, like, let me tell you something. You don't need marketing only. You need so much more than marketing. You know, I'm like, your business, like when I get into the room, the energy is so down. There is no music. There is no light. There is like, you have to make it alive. You have to attract people, not just by your product. You know, there is so much people have the same product, but you have to be different. You have to be special. So I already see that in you guys, in every room I like you guys in, is always Entrepreneurship is always God level. So bro, when you working also like with all these business owners, what do you think the biggest problem that people, or like, let's say, challenge that they have and they don't know about?
I feel like their biggest problem is like going back to, they don't have the right team. For example, like we work with a lot of business, they have like one internal marketing person. That one person is not going to be able to manage your social media, run your ads, do your SEO, monitor your website. It's not enough. That's what they want to cut costs. That's the biggest problem.
Yeah.
Every business, they want to cut costs.
Trying to save money.
They're trying to save money. And that's the biggest problem. They don't want to invest now and see the fruit of their labor later.
This is the right word. I think people also, like, by saying invest, because they think, I don't want to spend money. I'm like, man, you're not spending no money. You're investing money, you know? And this is what I think also, bro.
But then you see the same people, like I see, like there's a lot of personal brands, the same people that they don't want to spend like, you know, $5,000 a month into like running their ads. You see them going and like spending like $2,000 on a dinner or something like that. So like, it's just like, at the end of the day, you can't switch somebody else's mentality. You can just give them the value, give them the advice, and then they take it or leave it.
Do you think mindset is mindset or skill?
Scale your mindset.
Wow. That's powerful. How we do that?
It's just it depends what situation you are in. Is like, I feel like every brand, you gotta like have like an end goal, an exit plan, have a vision of where you want to be, and like that comes with mindset. If your mindset is like to grow that business to be the biggest company ever existed, you wouldn't mind investing now, right? But if your mindset is like, I want to make as much money as possible now, then good luck, you know.
That's right. So what's your biggest goal right now? Like, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Man, my biggest goal right now is just, like I said, like providing as much value, grow as much companies around me. Because what I love about what we do is we're not just growing ourselves, we're growing other people too. Like we're making so much money for other people. You know what I mean? We're putting money in other people's pockets. So that makes me feel good every day, knowing that I got this person like this many leads, or I was able to monetize their business and they're making more money right now and they're making this X return. And my end goal, I mean, like right now, like we're doing the agency, but I do a lot of things on the side too, like investment wise. So we work with a lot of like VCs and hedge funds, and we bring like so many different deals from like Dubai. Like I'm working on this island right now in Dubai that has been like 25% in development with the Mac. And so I have a lot of people there. They bring us these projects and we find them investors. So there's a lot of ways to make money. And this is like, for everybody that's watching, you could do that yourself too. Just go find a project that needs money and then find an investor, and you're just closing the deal. You'll get, 1 to 3%. But when you close, $10 million, $20 million deals, like that 1% is going to convert to a lot of money, and you could make your whole salary in one deal. So there's a lot of opportunities out there, because a lot, even like I have a lot of friends that I grew up with. They always ask me like how you doing it, or this or that. And I was like, and I bring them these opportunities. I was like, most of the opportunities that we have, all what you have to do is go out there and find one person that need this service, or that need this investment, or that need, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, there's people who have the money, there's people who need, who has a project. And you could just be that one step away from connecting these two people. You could make a lot of money just doing that. So that's one thing that I've just been doing probably like the best 6 months, that I've been getting more into like.
That's smart, brother. I mean, I think the middleman makes the most, I mean, for history.
You don't have a lot of overhead. You don't have anything. Like being a broker is like, it's one of the smartest models out there, because you don't have to worry about, anything.
We all have challenges, right? What's your challenge today?
I feel like my biggest challenge that I'm getting better at every day is just staying disciplined. Discipline is the biggest thing. I wouldn't say I'm not disciplined, but it's not where I want to be. Like for example, like I want to wake up at 5 a.m. every day. You know what I mean? Do I wake up at 5 a.m. every day? Probably not every day. Like I'll probably be between like 5 and 7. But I just want to be like as much disciplined as possible. because like I said at the beginning, like I'm trying to become the person that I want to be,
Right.
which is like a better version of myself every
What's
day.
your superpower?
My superpower, I would say I'm very relatable. I can relate to a lot of people, and I'm really good at like reading the room and knowing what to say, when to say it, how to say it.
That's powerful. Like communicator. That's big time. So what do you think the question that I did not ask?
Question that you did not ask is maybe like, well, why am I doing what I'm doing?
Right. That's powerful. So what's the intention of what you're doing? Why are you doing what you're doing now?
I want to create generational wealth. I want to create something that is going to live after me. And I feel like when you build a brand that is, you know, so huge, you know what I mean? Like Coca-Cola or like, you know what I mean? That's my vision. I want to build the brand so big. And that's why I'm going to this AI aspect of like the industry, because I feel like this is the opportunity that we have right now. Right. You know what I mean? Like if it was 10 years ago, if you asked me, what should I get into social media right away. It was such a new thing. Right. And everybody that got into it early made so much money, right? AI is that new thing that everybody knows smarter than us. Everybody know it's the next thing. There's not enough people in it already. Right.
Like the crypto though, when it comes out, like still like I think I read it yesterday, 5% of the people that invest in crypto. And there is so much millionaires that has been done and made by crypto, but people still like yeah, man. I think again, like people, they have a lot of selfishness in themselves to not grow to a level like they think, oh, I'm okay with what I have. I'm like, bitch, you're not. Like, well, like, your kids is not okay. Your wife is not okay. Like your wife maybe, like, you know, people don't see that, because I know people that they have a business and they're looking for other people's businesses because I think they're not doing what the people doing, you know? And I mean, it happened also in a relationship. If you're not thinking, like, if you're not really like thinking that you're doing the right things, your kids one time, they will know. Like they will know that you're responsible of all this failure in their life because you didn't ever take an initiative or have the courage to grow this company or this family or to bring this community that you are responsible or you're leading now to the next level. So I appreciate your courage, man. I really appreciate it. I mean, as an Arab, I mean, I see you as a leader too. I see you strong. I see you healthy. I see you wealthy. And I see you growing and the genius, like as I told you, we started the podcast as you are a genius marketer, and I appreciate that about you because I see that I see a reflection of who we are, and we proud to see somebody growing and present us this way everywhere we go. So from the heart, brother, thank you so much.
I appreciate you, man.
Keep it growing. Keep giving a lot because I know you deserve it. You gave it for you, not for us. You know that. So that's why we appreciate you to be the example for a lot of young guys right now. They afraid to give. They think they lack it. You know, they don't have enough. But everything starts with giving. Even Tony Robbins said that the secret of living is giving.
100%.
So what's your message to the world right now?
I mean, just like something stood out with me with like a lot of people, like they don't know where to start, or they're not thinking about, like, you know what I mean? That generational wealth and stuff like that. So the biggest thing I feel like, don't let your situation shape you. Shape your situation.
Wow. That's powerful.
I feel like I'll leave with that.
The greatest man alive, yes, brother. Sir. I appreciate you big time,
man.
Bro.
Thank you for having us. $1 billion table, baby. To the top. Let's go.
Right. So listen, I learned from TJ that people is really valuable. Your team is everything you have. The people around you, your community. I mean, this is all what you need. You need people. You don't need nothing. And if you value people, you will have what you want all the time. But if you value money, I don't think anybody will value you because that's what your price is. So again, I'm here to help. I'm here bringing the biggest people that I know for you to grow, because when you grow and when you know more, you will do more. And when you do more, you will have more and your family will be in a better life. Trust me. And remember, that's God first. And I will see you at the top.